Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Remember, if you love film or television content, please consider clicking that subscribe button because today I'm going to be talking about The Host from director Bong Joon-Ho. So, let's get into it. So, seeing as Mickey 17, Bong Joon-Ho's longly anticipated next movie is releasing in 2 years, I've thought I would take the time to watch his full filmography. Before this channel started, I had only seen 4 of his films, and it confirmed already that he is pretty much one of the best directors around. He has made films that just keep you thinking about them long after you've seen them. For example, I watched Parasite not too long after it had released, and I haven't seen it since, but I remember so much of that film so clearly, and I'm really excited to revisit it again because I truly believe that one is a masterpiece. I will eventually look at having a full review for every single one of his films as well as a director ranking, so click on the link above me somewhere which will take you to all of the videos I have done. And let's talk about The Host, which feels a little different compared to what we're used to from Bong. I actually think, based off what I've seen so far from Bong, that The Host may be his weakest movie. And don't get me wrong, because this has happened before, weakest doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad film. This is an exceptional filmmaker, one of the best, and yes, while I think that this is his most flawed film, I still think it is crafted really well and has a ton of elements that make it worth watching. But I want to talk about positives first, and I think the thing that I love about this is just the early style that Bong Joon-Ho had. He eventually evolved over time, but from both Memories of Murder and this, he has an almost David Fincher-esque style at times, and I think that is fine because his films look absolutely incredible because of it. Anytime it rains in a Bong Joon-Ho movie, it hits another level, and The Host does that too. When it is raining in this film, you see some really stunning cinematography, usually blended with quite an intense or emotional scene. I also think the performances are quite strong. His collaboration with Kang-Ho, who is a performer who always brings his A game whenever he works with Bong, gives another excellent performance here. I do think his performances in some of Bong's other films are better, but it is still a great performance. I also think Hae-il Park, who was most recently in The Incredible Decision to Leave, which got brutally snubbed at the Oscars. I don't know why. It's crazy, but anyway, he also gives a great performance in this. I think the concept is also quite interesting too. While lightly touching on class systems once again, the monster in this is more caused out of sheer ignorance and a lack of care for the environment. But I think overall, the Host messaging doesn't seem as sharp as some of his other films like Snowpiercer, Okja, or Parasite. This also has a story revolving around a pandemic, and I have to say, the way the people behave in this film feels eerily similar to what we experienced almost 2 years ago now. There is one scene at a crossing that felt really reminiscent of this, and for a film released in 2006, I think that's very interesting to see. Now, to what didn't work for me, I think this just doesn't grip me as much as the rest of Bong's filmography does. It kind of loses focus at times, and because of that, the scenes feel aimless and yes, boring at times, and it didn't do too much around the third act to really steer the ship around. I've also noticed that a lot of his earlier work, there is a lot of overacting. It was effective in Memories of Murder because it was placed during the exact right moments to be effective. However, in this, there is one scene that I think would have been really emotional after the electric first act, but this overacting is implemented and it took me out of the scene completely and made it quite laughable, to be honest with you. I think that is a real shame because there is a type of place for this performance, but where it was placed just felt like the wrong time to do it, really. I also think that as the monster in this is fully CGI, it has aged quite poorly. I'm more than willing to give it a little bit of a pass because it was 2006 and had an $11 million budget, but there are ways to hide this, and it is even executed at times. For example, the monster is based in a sewer, and most of the time it looks okay because it's dark and it hides the at times messy CGI, but there are also scenes where this monster is in broad daylight and the effects just look bad and out of place. I also think the design of the monster itself was disappointing. To me, it didn't look too menacing, so the suspenseful moments don't really hit me like they're supposed to. I will say that Bong Joon-Ho has improved a lot as well when it comes to working with VFX artists, because with Okja, I think they are absolutely stunning. So I guess this was a necessary stepping stone to reaching those heights. And also, the limited budget does have some impact too. Overall, The Host is an okay film, and if you are a fan of Bong Joon-Ho, like myself, I don't really see why you should miss this. This has enough quality in it to make it worth watching, but don't go into this expecting another masterful film from him. No one is perfect, and as a young filmmaker at the time, of course he was going to make some mistakes, and a lot of them are present here. But he moved on and became one of the best filmmakers on the planet, so my love for his direction won't change because of one film that I thought was a little bit more mixed. I'm going to give The Host a 3 out of 5, and at this stage it is Bong Joon-Ho's weakest film in my opinion. I am yet to see his directorial debut Barking Dogs Never Bite and Mother, but I look to remedy that very, very soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what your thoughts are towards The Host and Bong Joon-Ho's films in the comments below. I think he is absolutely incredible, and I'm really excited to see what Mickey 17 is going to look like, because it looks a lot different compared to what we are used to from him. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.